Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Today we are going to, or I'm going to explain to you, this question arises a lot, basically about weight fluctuation. How is it my weight rises? How come it's going up? How come it's going down? And basically what this sheet is going to do, this sheet is going to explain to you what our body is made of, and how water retention and how water is in the body and how water fluctuates and how our weight will fluctuate, and just understanding the different principles around total body water, protein in the body, minerals in the body, body fat in the body, and how all of this comes together to give you your overall body weight, and just understanding it a whole lot better instead of being like not understanding. So this is educational. There's a lot of numbers on this sheet. I don't want you to get worried, to get too caught up on this sheet. What I do want you to do is just take your time. If you have any questions at the end, please do ask or send me a message. But basically what this sheet is from, this is an in-body scanner. This is a body fat analysis machine where you stand up on a body scanner. There's other machines called DEXA scanners. DEXA scanners is the gold standard. But for this one, basically what you do, you stand up and it has handles and it can tell you your body fat mass and your muscle mass, etc. This is the in-body. In-body is probably the best recognized machine to use. I own one of these in Indonesia. When I used it, first of all, it definitely changed the way I think about training and overtraining and everything else that goes with it. There's a lot we can go through here, but basically I'm just going to give you the basic simple principles of this sheet and how your weight is fluctuating and how it is you get your overall body weight. Okay, so again, like I said, this comes from an in-body 570. There is another device called the in-body 770, but the best way to find out your body fat percentage or your body fat mass is by doing a DEXA scan, which can cost €100 or something. It depends where you can get them. Again, places in Australia, it's easily get them. In Ireland, I've seen that you need to go to the hospital. Okay. Another thing is a fat calipers. Fat calipers, having someone that's trained to use a calipers to take pinching points to figure out how much body fat mass you do have, then that is another way, a beneficial way of doing this. So today, what I'm going to go through is I'm going to go through the sheet, but there is a lot of numbers. This is a previous results of mine. And again, don't get caught up in the numbers. I'm just going to explain to you how each part combines our total body weight. Okay, so starting off with, we're here in the body composition analysis. I'm going to skip over quite a lot of this sheet as well, so don't worry too much about it. But what I want you to focus on first of all is my total weight. My weight is here, and this is my total body weight. So at the time I would have weighed 85.8 kg, but how do we come to get 85.5 kg? What is my body made of? Okay, so total body water, protein, minerals, and body fat mass. The four of these numbers together is going to give me my total body weight. Okay, total body weight. Now, just starting with total body water. The body is made up of 50 to 60% water. 50 to 60% of your total body weight is water. So as you walk around now, if you're a 100 kg person, 50 to 60% is going to give you 50 to 60 kg. 1 liter of water equals 1 kg of body weight. Okay, so if I drink a whole liter of water, go weigh myself, I'll be 1 kg heavier after drinking 1 liter of water. That doesn't mean you dehydrate yourself to lose weight. Okay, I'll get into that in a moment. Losing weight is mainly losing body fat, but understanding, or I won't skip ahead, but understanding there's different multiple areas that we can lose weight in. But ideally, what we want to lose when you're working with me is that you are losing body fat, or else you are building muscle mass. Okay, losing body fat, building muscle mass. What you do not want to be doing is starving yourself, under eating, or dehydrating yourself to lose weight, unless you are a fighter or you need to cut weight for a specific event. Okay, so total body water up here in the top left is in liters. Out of the 85 kg, let's call it 85 kg, 55.6 liters of water in my body. So my total body water is 55.6 kg in water, okay? So that's about 60%, all right? Then we have protein. So this is why protein is in the body. This is why we recommend we give you a certain number that you want to hit your protein requirements. For me here is 15.2 kg. So 15.2 kg of protein in the body, all right? Now, when we add the water and the protein, we get what is called a soft lean mass, okay? Soft lean mass is everything except body fat mass and minerals, okay? So minerals, then you have your vitamins and your minerals, everything that floats around the body, potassium, all the vitamins you have, there's hundreds, whatever the case may be, okay, but we won't get too into that. But there's minerals that float around the body, calcium for bone density, and so forth, okay? So you have your minerals, and the three of those together will give you your fat-free mass. Fat-free mass is everything besides body fat mass, okay? So my body fat mass here is 9.9 kg. 9.9 kg of body fat in the body, okay? Almost 10 kg. So when we add 75.9 to 9.9, I get my total body weight, okay? My total body weight of 85.5. So these four parameters is what make up our total body weight in total. Now, a little bit about nutrition here. Some people might find that their weight is fluctuating, okay, which it does. It's never linear. We want to lose weight. It's not a case of it always goes down. There's always going to be little humps, up and down, up and down, up and down. Eventually, you do reach your goal. But when we cut carbohydrates out of our diet, which I obviously never recommend, and I don't recommend it for anyone, but basically what you can do in that instance is lose a lot of water weight, because carbs hold water in the body. Now, this can have two effects. You could overeat on the weekend, okay, and then you weigh yourself on Monday and you've drank lots of water, you've eaten lots of high carb foods, and then you realize you've put on 2 kg. You haven't put on 2 kg of body fat. What you've probably done, yes, there might be a little bit of body fat, tiny percentage, but you are holding more weight in water on that instance, okay? So this is why it's vitally important that when you are weighing in, that you do have a good couple of days where you've eaten correctly, you've had your protein, your carbs, and your fats, we're eating a well-balanced diet, and then when you go to weigh yourself in, everything is in order, basically. Now, on the other side of this is when girls weigh themselves, okay? I'm just going to stop the share here and I bring myself in. When ladies weigh in, because of hormonal levels and the time of their cycle, then what can actually happen is, and I reiterate this quite a lot on our calls, is that 3 to 5 days after a woman's cycle has passed is the best time to weigh herself, because water fluctuations is not as high. So it's the best time. So that's why tracking your cycle is vitally important. Track your cycle. If you're a girl, then you are weighing yourself 3 to 5 days after your cycle has passed, or else 3 days after ovulation. So ovulation occurs around the middle, around 14 days. And then you want to weigh yourself on that side. But if you're weighing yourself every day, girls, I tell you, you're going to have that constant fluctuation of water levels and so forth in the body, okay? So that is the first part of this, is understanding that, let me just bring up the sheet again, that understanding that the 4 parts of that make up our body, our total body water, protein, minerals, and body fat mass, okay? So all that together will bring us our total body weight. Now, we'll come down to muscle fat analysis. Now, again, you'll have your weight. So my total weight is 85 kg. Skeletal muscle mass, so that's muscle in the body. Skeletal muscle mass, that's the muscle that is attached to the bone, okay? In skeletal muscle mass, what you do have is you have a lot of water in the muscle. You obviously have the muscle fibers and everything else. But for me, at this, it's like 43.6 kg of actual muscle mass. So muscle mass contains everything such as water, there's minerals, there's body fat, or sorry, excluding body fat, but protein in the muscle. So all that incorporates to give you your skeletal muscle mass. Now, there is your skeletal muscle mass, and then there is your body fat mass in kg. So we've been through the body fat mass in kg. Now, what you might be thinking is, how do I get my body fat percentage? Okay. So to get your body fat percentage, it's your body fat mass over your body weight multiplied by 100 over 1, which gives me down here, I'll just blow this up, your body fat percentage of 11.5%. So the lower body fat mass you have, the lower body fat percentage you have, okay? But again, a lot of people get caught up in the body fat percentage number. Don't get caught up in it. It's the main thing is if you want to lose weight, you're losing body fat mass, okay, which is here. Obviously, some people can be like way up here. It could be 15, it could be 20, and that's what we look to bring down, okay? So body fat mass, skeletal muscle mass. Now, here's one thing. If you undereat and you're in a deficit and you overtrain, what can happen is you can actually start to lose skeletal muscle mass, okay? This is something that we never really want to lose, okay? Unless you're a fighter and you need to lose a certain amount of weight, you can lose muscle mass. But what we are never trying to achieve is that we're either maintaining muscle mass or we are increasing muscle mass. Now, ideally, you can still build muscle in a deficit. So if your total calories was 2,000, say, and you were trying to lose weight, beginners can actually build muscle in a deficit. It's not ideal. For a trained person, and like say for myself, been training for 10 years, then me in a deficit, I probably am going to build any muscle mass. What you want to do is that if your total daily energy expenditure is 2,000 calories and you want to build muscle, then you should be at probably 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5. Okay, depending on how much your body can cope with putting on. And there's also going to be an increase in body fat. If you are pushing 500 plus calories a day over your total daily energy expenditure, yes, there's going to be a good chance, a great chance, if you are doing resistance training, that you are going to be building muscle mass, but you might also add in a little bit of body fat. And that's when you come back later on after 2 months or 3 months, and then you cut back on the body fat again. Okay, so again, just understanding that when we are losing weight, okay, that you could be losing water, but what you don't ever want to be doing is you don't want to be losing muscle mass. Yes, it's the body fat mass that we want to take. Now, when you are losing body fat, to lose 1 kg of body fat mass, 1 kg equals 2.2 pounds. When we go into a deficit, you should never go into an extreme deficit, because there is going to be a rebound effect. So this is why it takes time to figure out what you're kind of happy at when you are in a deficit, so there isn't the rebound out the other side. So ideally, to lose 1 kg of fat, 1 kg of fat. So if I was in my body fat mass here, I'm looking at 9.9. If I want to lose 1 kg, I have to be in a deficit of 7,000 calories to lose that 1 kg. Now that might be over 2 weeks. It might be over 3 weeks. But if I tried to do that in 1 week, there's got to be a massive rebound effect. Okay. Because ideally, probably trying to undereat 7,000 calories in a week is extreme dieting. That should probably never happen. Okay. But to lose 1 pound, I need to lose 3,500 calories. So basically being at a deficit of 500 a day can give me that 1 pound per week. So 500 each day, that's if you're being legit. It's still an extreme case. That would be a great result for anyone to be losing 1 pound of fat, but that's 3,500 calories per week. Okay. So maybe you might do that over 2 weeks and you would be losing 3,500 calories over the space of 2 weeks. Remember, it doesn't have to be a week. It can be 10 days. It can be 2 weeks. And decreasing your calories over that period of time will give you that result. Okay, so again, 7,000 calories we must lose, or we must be in a deficit to lose 1 kg of body fat. 1 kg equals 2.2 pounds of weight. Okay, but this is why a sustainable approach to fat loss is going to be being in that little bit of a deficit each day over time. But then you have a big blowout on the weekend, and that work that you've put in to lose that weight over the week is now being ruined. So this is why a lot of people can go overboard on the weekend, think, yes, I've done really well all week, I'm going to enjoy myself, and then it's back to zero again. You're back to square one on day one. Okay, so ideally what we are trying to do is, when we're in a deficit, is to lose body fat, but we're also trying to maintain the muscle mass that we do have. It happened to me years ago when I trained in Thailand, and I didn't know much about this. I had done a DEXA scan, I got my results, and then I went back 2 months later, and the guy that done my DEXA scan is the best way to measure bone density and muscle mass, etc. That's what DEXA scans are actually designed for, is to build, or is to check out your bone density. It's actually, if you can see here, bone mineral content. This is how much my bones weigh in my body, my skeletal, my actual skeletal bone. So 4.2 kg. But again, it's what's in that is bone marrow. There's the density. Bones are strong. Okay. They're like carbon fiber, but they're not made, you're not made of steel. Okay. But it is like carbon fiber, but that's the bone density is only 4.27 kg in my body. So my head, all my arms, everything else, 4.2 kg. So as you can see, like I said, that when we go back up to like our total body water, you know, our body is made up of primarily water, protein, minerals, body fat mass, and skeletal muscle mass. But skeletal muscle mass is in the body also. Okay. So where was I? Yeah. So understanding that the DEXA scan is basically, yes, you can use it to measure body fat, but that's not what they're designed for. They're designed so that like people that suffer from osteoporosis, that's when your bone breaks down. So that's why strength training is also so important, is due to the fact that if we train resistance, so we're lifting weights a couple of times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, 4 times a week, you want to be a bodybuilder, you want to be doing it 5 days a week, you want to be going on shows and all that stuff. But for a normal individual who wants just to be healthy, then 2 or 3 days of resistance training where it's maintaining our muscle mass that we do have, we are still getting stronger, our bones are becoming a lot stronger as well. Our where is this? Our bone mineral content, which is our bone density, we are becoming stronger, and we are maintaining our muscle mass. And then if we are in a deficit and we're trying to lose weight, we are losing body fat mass. Okay. If you are someone who needs to put on weight, then obviously you're going to be eating in a calorie surplus. And if you are doing resistance training, then there is a great chance. And what we would be looking for is that you are building some skeletal muscle mass in the body. That's ideally the result we would want by putting you in a surplus of 300 to 500 calories, probably in a day, probably 300 to start off, just to see how it goes over a couple of weeks. You do your resistance training, you recover, your muscles recover, you get stronger, you get bigger biceps, you get stronger legs, you get bigger glutes. And that is all by being in a surplus and doing resistance training. You can't eat in a surplus and hope to put on muscle mass. If you eat in a surplus and you don't do any resistance training, you're not going to build muscle, you're going to put on body fat. Okay. And again, obviously cardio comes into and everything else, but this is basically just about understanding what your body is made of. Okay. The rest of the sheet, I don't want to get into it. There's too much stuff in there that will only confuse you, but just getting back to it, understanding that the 4 main components of body composition, total body water, protein, minerals, and body fat mass will give me my total body weight. In that section, then we come to, like, we have our skeletal muscle mass that's in the body. Skeletal muscle means the muscle that is attached to the bone. Again, a bigger, stronger human will have more muscle mass. A person that's well trained will have more muscle mass. Body fat mass, again, people will think that to be healthy, you've got to lose weight, when in fact, to lose weight, you have got to be healthy. And being healthy is a broad range of spectrum that we go through. Like, it's our training, it's our nutrition, it's our relationships, it's our work, it's our stress management, it's our sleep. Okay, that is our health. And in order to be healthy, we need to look at all that side of things. And then losing weight is a byproduct of you doing all the other stuff. Okay. Body fat mass, like I said, it's understanding that some people are going to be higher than others. And then you have your body fat percentage. Don't get caught up in the body fat percentage. Look after the small things, look after all the other things. And then the process of losing weight will naturally happen. Okay. So I hope that made sense. I don't want to keep you too long here, but again, that's just giving you a general consensus. When you are losing weight, if you cut carbs from the body, you will lose water. You're not losing body fat. So that's why we want to have a well-balanced diet of protein, carbs, fats, and fiber, and a mixture of foods, an array of foods, and allow you to eat out on the weekend to have a sustainable lifestyle. And then, you know, that's when the magic happens. But we don't ever cut out something to lose We are not trying to lose water. That doesn't mean we give up drinking water. We still drink our 2 to 3 liters of water per day. And then we are in a deficit of a small deficit each week. And that eventually gives us our fat loss results. But to lose 1 kg, like I said, of body fat is 7,000 calories. Okay, 7,000 calories. Doesn't matter if that's over a 10-day or a 2-week period or a 4-week period. That is what is going to elicit fat loss. And again, 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. So dealing in pounds is a lot better because you lose 1 pound of fat is great. You know what I mean? So you give yourself that better goal target. 1 pound is 3,500 calories. Okay. So again, if it's a pound of fat every 2 weeks, you want to be in a bracket that I am losing 3,500 calories over 14 days. And I do that every 14 days. Then lo and behold, you're 10 pounds of fat gone in 20 weeks. Okay. That's looking at it long term. Most people want to jump in and want to do this all in the first week or 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Yes, there is going to be a lot of weight loss at the start of any new regime. You make better lifestyle choices. You start to eat better. You start to get out more. You start to go for more walks. You start to eat healthier. You know, you're making a conscious effort. The initial drop off is going to be a lot of water retention from inflammation in the body. Okay. And then obviously if you're in a deficit, you will start to burn body fat, but the initial drop off can be pretty big, and then it starts to slow down. And then eventually, if you can't stay in a deficit for like ever, you need to come out of it back to maintenance. Then you need to go back into surplus for a while, build muscle, get stronger, give your body that energy it deserves to recover and repair and grow and go again. So I hope that made sense. Any questions? Again, it's a regular question that comes up around weight loss. So I just wanted to make this quite clear what the body is made of and how each part kind of affects the overall weight of your body. Okay, team, take care. Bye-bye. Stop share. Again, if you do have any questions or concerns, please do ask me in the messenger or whatever it is we're using. Legends, bye-bye.